From China to Miami, these airports see more traffic than any other type of travel hub. Airports are the busiest places in the world. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the 15 busiest airports in the world. Number 15, Shenzhen International Airport, Wuhan. In the province of Shenzhen, Guangdong, is Shenzhen International Airport. Wuhan is one of the largest in the world. It's located on the eastern bank of the Pearl River, just 32 kilometers northwest of downtown. And it's the hub for Shenzhen Airlines, Shenzhen Donghai Airlines, and the cargo company SF Airlines, as well as the operations center for China Southwest Airlines and Hainan Airlines. So it goes without saying that this airport is getting a ton of foot traffic year after year. And it saw almost 50 million passengers just in 2018. And as travelers start to take to the skies again, that number is only going to grow. The airport opened its doors in late 1991 and covers an area of about 2,700 acres with a first runway that is 3,400 meters long and 45 meters wide, along with 53 parking spots on its apron. Acres, with a first runway of 3,400 meters long and 45 meters wide and 53 parking spaces on its platform. Because when you have that many travelers, you gotta be big. And not only is it one of the busiest airports in the world, but it's also the 5th busiest in mainland China in terms of cargo traffic. The airport also has stellar facilities for passengers and is divided into 3 sections, the main terminal building and 2 large concourses, each measuring 1,000 meters long and 650 wide, forming a cross. And for the 50 million passengers coming and going, this airport has a whopping 62 boarding gates and can literally accommodate any type of aircraft in the world. Number 14, Istanbul Airport. The main international airport in Istanbul, Turkey, is located in the Arnavutköy district, on the European side of the city. The airport is incredibly young. It just opened in 2018 and took over passenger flights from the old Ataturk Airport. This international airport has already served over 37 million people in 2021, making it the busiest airport in all of Europe. This international airport has already served over 37 million people in 2021, which makes it the busiest airport in all of Europe. It has a terminal service for both domestic and international flights and 5 runways, 3 main ones and 2 backup, all of which are over 3,000 meters long. The inauguration ceremony for this Istanbul airport was scheduled to coincide with the 95th anniversary of the proclamation of the Turkish Republic, and its first flight was TKA 2124 from Turkish Airlines to the Turkish capital, Ankara. From Turkish Airlines to the Turkish capital, Ankara. Less than a week later, they started coming and going. 5 daily flights, all domestic. And in just 1 month, the international airport was fully operational for nearly 100 passenger planes and another 16 for cargo. Number 13, Indira Gandhi International Airport. Indira Gandhi International Airport is the main international airport in Delhi. Located in Palam, the airport is quite large, covering an area of 5,100 acres about 16 kilometers from the city center. Although it opened in 1962, Indira Gandhi International Airport became the busiest in the country in terms of passenger traffic in 2009. And it surpassed Mumbai's in 2015. In terms of cargo traffic, it's not just one of the busiest travel hubs in the world, but it's the 2nd busiest airport in the world in terms of capacity, with over 3.5 million seats. In 2021, Indira Gandhi International Airport welcomed 37 million passengers, making it the busiest airport in all of Asia. In 2010, this international airport was rated as the 4th best airport in the world, as well as one of the most improved since its inception. And there's no doubt it has an interesting history too, having been operated by the Indian Air Force before management was handed over to the Airports Authority of India, to be handed back over to Delta International Airport Limited. In 2006, as part of its journey of 37 million passengers, Indira Gandhi International Airport received a new runway of 14,500 feet in 2008, along with the new and improved Terminal 3 building, which has a capacity for 34 million passengers, feet in 2008, along with the new and improved Terminal 3 building, with a capacity for 34 million passengers. And to make sure everything runs smoothly, 24/7. The airport uses its advanced system, the Collaborative Airport Decision-Making System, to keep takeoffs and landings on predictable schedules. And, more importantly, within the expected timelines. Number 12, Miami International Airport. Also known as MIA, it's the main airport in the Miami area. Daily flights to 167 domestic and international destinations, including most Latin American countries. Just 13 kilometers from downtown Miami, MIA covers an area of 1,300 acres. And it's the busiest airport in Florida in terms of total flight operations and total cargo traffic, and the second in total passenger traffic. Right on the heels of Orlando International. Miami International is the third hub for U.S. airlines and its main gateway to both Latin America and the Caribbean. It opened its doors almost 100 years ago, in 1928, and since then it has come a remarkably long way. With about 37 million passengers a year and over 387 flight operations, 8 million tons of cargo. MIA has 3 terminals, north, central, and south, and 6 concourses, with a total of 131 boarding gates. There's a lot to do, but the work isn't done yet, because the airport is expected to handle 77 million passengers and 4 million tons of cargo a year by 2040. The Miami-Dade County Commission approved a $5 million plan for the next 15 years. Number 11, International Airport. Phoenix Sky Harry, or simply PHX. It's a public civil military airport located about 5 kilometers from downtown Phoenix, Arizona. It's not just the largest and busiest airport in Arizona, but one of the biggest in the entire United States. Just in 2021, PHX welcomed 38.8 million passengers through its doors, making it the 8th busiest in the country and the 11th busiest in the world. Millions of passengers pass through its doors, which makes it the 8th busiest in the country and the 11th busiest in the world. PHX serves as a hub for American Airlines and a base for Southwest Airlines. And in 2021, Southwest will carry 35% of all passengers at PHX, becoming the largest airline at the airport and surpassing American Airlines for the first time. Without a doubt, it has received a lot of praise and has had plenty of time to earn it. Opened in 1928, PHX Airport is not just an important hub for travelers from all over the world, but also the seat of the 161st Air Refueling Wing, a unit of the Arizona Air National Guard. The airport also relies on the governor of Arizona, as it serves functions both domestically and internationally for the United States Air Force, and it supports air mobility and refueling missions around the world. Number 10, Harry Reid. Harry Reid International Airport is located in Paradise, Nevada, and it's the main public-use government airport in the Las Vegas Valley, just 8 kilometers from the Strip. This airport in the Sin City covers about 2,800 acres of land and has been open to airline flights since 1948. Acres of land and has been open to airline flights since 1948. Since then, it has expanded and employed many of the latest and greatest technologies for more runways and 2 passenger terminals. It's the busiest airport in the United States that doesn't operate as a hub for any of the 5 major U.S. airlines. Number 9, Chengdu International Airport, Xiaomlu. This international airport is just one of the 2 international airports serving Chengdu, the capital of Sichuan province. Just 16 kilometers from the heart of the important Chengdu area. Chengdu Shuangbliu International Airport is one of the most important aviation hubs in all of Western China. This is because it is the main operations center and headquarters for Sichuan Airlines and its own airlines, Chengdu, as well as China Eastern and Southwest Airlines Lucky Air. And the list goes on. It's the fourth busiest airport in mainland China, the busiest in the Western region, and in 2019 it ranked among the 25 busiest airports in the world. This international airport is now 84 years old. So, a large-scale expansion began in 1994 and was completed in 2001. The airport extended its runway to 3,000 meters in length, with a classification of Class 4E, which ultimately allowed for the passage of larger jumbo jets, including the famous Boeing 747-400. The new and improved runway was built with a design of 3 parallel gates that can accommodate 3,500 passengers per hour. Currently, Chengdu Suvarnabhumi International Airport flies to over 50 international destinations and more than 170 domestic ones. Number 8. Guangzhou Baiyun International Airport. One of the youngest airports on this list, Guangzhou Baiyun International Airport opened its doors in 2004 alongside Suvarnabhumi International. It's the most important airport in southern China's province and by far one of the largest in the world. This airport had 23 million passengers in its first year. It's the most important airport in southern China's province, by far one of the largest in the world. This airport had 23 million passengers in its first year. That number more than doubled in 2010, and by 2019, there were 73 million passengers. And in 2021, when the world shut down and so many travels came to a halt, Guangzhou Baiyun International Airport was the busiest airport in the world at that time, despite the serious supply chain issues. It's the 8th busiest airport by passenger traffic. It's the 2nd busiest in China in terms of cargo and the 2nd busiest in the world. When it comes to aircraft movements, it's quite a stellar travel hub. With 3 runways, it also has 173 gates for passenger planes and serves 100 airports, both domestic and international. Number 7. Orlando International Airport. Also known as MCO, Orlando International Airport is one of the largest airports in the United States and is located just 6 miles southeast of downtown Orlando. It became the busiest airport in Florida when it served 56 million passengers, which also made it the 10th busiest airport in the United States. But the story of this airport is interesting, which also made it the 10th busiest airport in the United States. But the story of this airport is interesting, since its code MCO comes from the airport's former name, McCoy Air Force Base, which was a strategic command facility that closed in 1975 as part of the military drawdown general after the end of the Vietnam War. Now, MCO is often the first stop for people on their way to and from Disney World. It receives about 850 daily flights from 44 airlines and is the hub for Silver Airways. It's also a hub for JetBlue, Southwest Airlines, and Spirit Airlines, and it's the main city for Frontier Airlines. MCO is so big that it even houses the maintenance base for United Airlines. This makes it one of the largest commercial airports in the United States in terms of land area. And it serves 135 domestic and international destinations. Number 6. Charlotte Douglas International Airport. The code CLT belongs to Charlotte Douglas International Airport in Charlotte, North Carolina. Located just 6 miles from the Central Business District, CLT is a major air hub for both commercial and military use in the state capital. And it covers 5,500 acres of land. CLT. It was first established in 1935. CLT. It has 4 runways and a passenger terminal with 115 gates spread over 5 concourses, the highest number of any airport in the United States. And since it's used for military purposes, it also houses the base for the Charlotte International Guard and its host unit. Those who pass through here fly all over the world, but the most popular domestic destinations are Orlando, Florida, Dallas, Texas. And what about international flights? We're talking about Cancun, Mexico, and Montego Bay, Jamaica. Number 5, Los Angeles International Airport. If you've ever flown to sunny California, it's very likely you did so at Los Angeles International Airport. Better known as LAX, it's the main international airport serving Los Angeles and the surrounding metropolitan area. Located in Westchester, it's 18 miles from the bustling downtown and has 4 parallel runways. LAX sits on 3,500 acres of land and in 2019 served an astonishing 88 million passengers. This made it the 3rd busiest airport in the United States that year. On top of that, LAX is one of the biggest international gateways in the whole country. And what's perhaps more important, it serves as a popular connecting point for passengers traveling internationally to places like East and Southeast Asia, Central America, Mexico, and Australia. So, even if you're not coming to California, it's very likely you'll make a connection. LAX holds the record for being the largest and busiest origin and destination airport in the world. Since compared to other U.S. airports, more travelers start or end their journey in Los Angeles. But despite its large size, LAX still has to undergo an extensive $14 million expansion and modernization plan, including upgrades to the terminals and runways to enhance the passenger experience, reduce overall congestion, and provide airport access for the latest class of larger passenger planes, and increase the total number of gates at LAX from 146 to 182. Number 4, O'Hare International Airport. Commonly known as Chicago O'Hare International Airport, it's the main international airport located on the northwest side of Chicago, Illinois, just 17 miles outside the busy and bustling Luke Business District, making it one of the major travel hubs in the world. Chicago O'Hare is the worthy successor to the old Midway International Airport in the city, and it started out as an airfield serving a Douglas manufacturing plant for military transports during World War II. The innovative design of O'Hare, the first major U.S. airport built after the war, pioneered modern concepts like the plazas that direct highway access to the terminal, underground refueling systems, and jet bridges, making it the granddaddy of modern airports as we know them. The airport really took off during the jet age and became the busiest in the world from 1963 to 1998. Today, Chicago O'Hare is the 4th busiest airport in the world in terms of passenger numbers, with 54 million. Number 3, Denver International Airport. Denver International Airport primarily serves the Denver metropolitan area as well as the Front Range urban corridor. Denver International Airport is the largest in North America by area and the 2nd largest in the world, behind King Fahd International Airport. At over 5 kilometers long, the airport is relatively young. It opened in 1995 and currently offers non-stop flights to 215 destinations on 35 different airlines in North America, Latin America, Europe, and Asia. In fact, it's the 4th airport in the country that offers travelers more than 200 destinations. It's a major hub for airlines like United and Frontier Airlines and the largest global base for Southwest Airlines. Number 2, Dallas-Fort Worth International, perhaps better known as Abu Auf Airport. Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport is the main international airport for anyone flying in and out of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex and the North Texas region. It's the largest hub for American Airlines. Based near the airport itself, and in 2021 it became the 2nd busiest airport in the world in terms of passenger traffic and the 9th in the United States. DFW sits on 17 acres of space, making it not only the 2nd largest airport in the United States. In terms of area, it's even bigger than Manhattan. It's crazy. The airport is so big that it even has its own zip code and its own police. firefighters, and emergency medical services on site. Since the summer of 2022, it offers flights to 260 destinations from 28 regular airlines. And it's part of the small group of airports around the world that offer this service. It's the second busiest airport in the world, with 62.5 million passengers in 2021. Number 1. Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, or simply ATL, is the main international airport serving Atlanta, Georgia, in the United States. But millions of international travelers have found themselves within its walls since it opened in 1926. Part of what makes ATL so busy is its central location. Just a 10-minute drive south of downtown Atlanta. The airport covers 4,700 acres of land and has 5 parallel runways. If you haven't guessed it yet, it's the airport with the most passenger traffic in the world, a title it has held since 1998. ATL is the main hub for Delta Airlines and offers daily flights to 225 domestic and international destinations, making it the first mega hub of operations in the United States. It's also the headquarters of the company's Technical Operations Center, which provides maintenance, repair, and overhaul services for the airline. But besides Delta, ATL is also the operations hub for low-cost carriers like Frontier and Southwest Airlines. With a total of 195 boarding gates, ATL offers flights to all over the world, most of which are headed to Cancun, Mexico, Paris, France, the Netherlands, and Amsterdam. And even though those numbers are pretty impressive, it's not even a record high. That happened in 2019, when 110 million people passed through the gates of ATL and there were over 900 aircraft movements. Thanks to the members of our channel,